Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. I wanted to talk about something that I actually felt about 6 months ago. So I had this feeling that something was going to happen in June of 2021. At the time when I got this information or this feeling, it felt like it was more in my own personal life. But as now June is here, it actually feels a little bit like it's actually more of a global thing that can affect each of us individually. So I wanted to talk more about that because I feel like it's actually there's a huge energetic shift and there's a tipping point. So it's as if like we've reached our maximum or we're about to in terms of how much more can happen, and then it's just going to take a different trajectory completely. And my interpretation of this is actually like information is going to be revealed in a significant way that a lot of the planet is not fully aware of or doesn't want to know. So some people just kind of avoid knowing certain things. They don't want to hear it. But it's almost like there's going to be some huge revelations that will affect the entire planet. It just feels like it's going to reach a point where it cannot be hidden anymore from the masses. So there are select people who do know already what's going on, but it's almost like there's going to be like an exit of the information, and it might even be like, I don't know if it's accidental or if it's just, you know, the dark is surrendering, or it not surrendering, but just sort of like, well, seems like we can't win anyways, so that's the feeling. So that's why I'm calling it a tipping point, because it's like we've reached our maximum capacity for the current circumstances. It's almost like now it doesn't go any further. It's like we're done, and it's just going to start to go on a decline as things become revealed. A lot of movement is going to take place. So whether or not it starts now and continues, or it happens all in June, I cannot say. It's probably going to start trickling in June and then continue on. So there's a lot of like movement in terms of energy that's going to happen, and things are going to happen 10 times faster. So this is the feeling, like it's just going to, things are going to speed up even more, and a lot more of things are going to be revealed. So that means you're also going to receive a lot of like energy downloads. You're going to receive, so you don't necessarily become aware of these things, but it's like we've all been kind of getting these downloads and energetic updates in terms of our basically our ascension process, the awakening process. So a lot of people are becoming more conscious and aware of different things. We're meeting more like-minded people, and the past also is going to be coming to the surface even more, like things that haven't been resolved yet. They are going to be resolved. Like things are going to completely be resolved. So the stuff that's been holding us back and not fully, allowing us to move on, they'll just somehow come to the surface and be cleaned up. That's the feeling as well. And it's already started to happen in my own personal life. So it's definitely happening for a lot of people. There possibly will be more turmoil, because once the truth is revealed, and more truth and more truth, and it's coming from possibly mainstream media in some way or another, it will cause a lot of turmoil on the planet, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't want to accept it, that don't want to know, that don't want to hear it. And it may cause even more division. Okay. So one concept that I'm playing with here, and I'm trying to understand, I got it as a message, is that divide is leading to unity. Okay. And that must have some truth to it, because it's like when I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, But then I can't, it seems like difficult to explain. But the way I see it is that the more people don't agree and, these people do this, these people do that, these people see this, that, whatever, the more that at the end of all of it, people will realize that all of that division didn't actually matter. And there will be an awakening of the entire planet. Now, when? I don't know, but I feel that this month is going to bring even the division to a tipping point where it can no longer continue. It'll get so extreme that it'll also kind of go whoop, and it'll start to come back down, because people will start to realize and wake up to the fact that they have divided themselves. And there's going to be some people that won't make these, realizations that easily, but there's going to be others who start to understand that the division is no longer necessary, and they start to realize that we are all human and we are all here to come together and be in that unity consciousness. Okay, so we need the extreme division in order to lead us back to the unity of consciousness. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about with the tipping point. It's like getting to a head. It's just like it can't go anymore. It's overflowing. It's done. And we're getting to this place where energetically a lot of people, we are, there's the people who are getting amplifications in their own lives and more realizations and awakening and downloads and more division amongst people they know, and it's just going to get extreme to a point where then it cannot go anymore. And then a lot of people will start to see and hear and know a lot more than what they've been told. So that is what I'm feeling for this month. And yes, there is something about the divide that is happening that is actually part of the plan. It's part of the unity consciousness, is part of the awakening. So a lot of people think that, it's a terrible thing, but actually, if you just step back, you start to realize, oh, wait, this is all supposed to happen. The overflowing and the limits and the most extreme conditions are supposed to happen in order to lead us back to who we are. So it may not be fun. I just feel that June is the beginning of that overflowing tipping point. And I don't know how else to explain it, but I think we should all just be an observer of our own lives, because the microcosm and the macrocosm, we are the microcosm. We are our own individual bodies are representing in a way what's happening on the planet and our surroundings and our environment. So just be mindful of that. Like, do you notice some extra turmoil in your life right now? Do you notice some extra things happening that are making you face belief systems, patterns, relationship issues? And is it making you have no choice but to cut it and to move on from that? Because that's what's going to happen on the planet. Things will be so obvious coming to the surface that there will be literally no way to avoid it. And all that gunk and corruption is going to come to the surface even more. It's already been, but just something about June is like it's amplified. And I don't know how else to explain that. So it's amplified times 10 and everything's speeding up. Okay, so I just thought I'd share that. We are here, so we'll see what happens. And I wish you all, as much awakening and peace through the whole experience. Remember, we can all support one another through it. You just have to find your people, and you will be finding your people more and more as this goes on. Like, you will be finding your people. Like, surprisingly and shockingly, you will find more people who you resonate with than ever in your life. Okay? So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. All the best. Bye for now.